After what's been a dramatic weekend so far, the weather conditions are absolutely perfect. Tim Reeves starts from pole position. He and Greg Clues absolutely dominated race 2. From row 10, they took that stunning win. Ricky Stevens and Ryan Charlwood have extended their championship lead by 20 points, but you wouldn't bet against Tim Reeves doing something spectacular in the 4 remaining races after this one. We've got the newly crowned world champions, Pekka Pavarinta and Kirsi Kainalainen. They're lining up alongside, over there, number 9, Chris Stalker Walker. We've got a great race in prospect. Conditions are perfect. Let's get it on. I sometimes overlook John Holden and Stuart Ramsey, but what experienced and fast riders they are. Ben Holland and Lee Watson, 3 victories at Knockhill, still looking for another one. The Birchall boys, dominant in both the World and the British 600cc Championship. They will have a head start when the FIM goes 600s next year across the board in the World Series. Watch the lights there, watch Reeves, watch Ricky Stevens on the left-hand side of your picture. Ben Holland always gets a cracking start. So did Pekka Pavarinta, number 44. He and his lady passenger. They've already announced their intention to contest the British Championship next year because they want to stay 1000cc. Is that a sign of a decision some of the other teams might make? Well, we'll have to wait and see. Won't be what happens. Ricky Stevens and Ryan Charlwood then, going down through Craner curves, leading into the old hairpin. Tim Reeves in close pursuit. Pavarinta then. These guys with 10 world titles now between them, the 2nd and 3rd place men. Rob Biggs and Ben Ramsey, number 5. A brilliantly talented young crew. And Chris Walker, what a season he has had in his debut year. He is currently in 6th place behind John Holden and Stuart Ramsey. They're in 4th. We can see Ben Holland and Lee Watson on the Hannafin Kawasaki. Brian Gray and Adam Christie, sadly, out of the running on the Yamaha Screamer. The new R1 came to nothing, so Brian Gray opted to use the older engine, and it served him well. Establishing something of a lead now, Ricky Stevens and Ryan Charlwood, gapping Tim Reeves and Greg Clues, something like 4 machine lengths, dropping down towards the Melbourne hairpin. Round they go, this sweeping, tightening up right-hander. We've seen how good Tim Reeves is at this left-hander. He goes tight on the inside, but of course he has to ride now defensively because he knows he's got Pekka around. Oh, and he's done it again. He's done it again. Up the inside, Tim Reeves and Greg Clues. I was about to say he's got Pekka Pavarinta behind him, but he took the words out of my mouth, charged up the inside, but Ricky Stevens on the Quattro Blanc-Cool Kawasaki wants it back. Ben Holland, Lee Watson, up the inside at Redgate. Can they go underneath John Holden? No. John Holden, Stuart Ramsey having other ideas on that particular move. In 2nd place now, it is the series leaders and the reigning champions. We're riding on board with Ricky Stevens and Ryan Charlwood. Tim Reeves and Greg Clues then, after such a fantastic display in race 2, know that they're more than capable of doing it again. Over the top of the hill they go, dropping down towards this tight right-hander. Round and round and round they go, sprinting up the hill again. And over the top. Look how close they are. You could get them all in the back of the van. Pavarinta wants a little bit of 2nd. 101, that's Dean Nichols and Ben Avison out of the running. Across the front goes Reeves. Another blocking move. No way is Ricky Stevens going to get through. He knows he has to ride defensively. Pekka Pavarinta, what a fantastic star this man is. So quiet and unassuming. Up the inside, he's going for the place on Stevens. Through he goes, a wonderful move. 2nd place then, so we have world champions, 10 titles between them in 1st and 2nd. And this will do Ricky and Ryan the world of good, running with the very best in the world. At the Foggy S's, Gary Horsepole and Jimmy Connell going underneath Ian Guy and Jed Pilmore-Brady. Horsepole, a fast rider, a former F2 double British champion. Not the luckiest guy, but he had a 6th in race 2, and he's on target here to go one better. Back at the front, these 3, tooth and nail, they're at it. But Reeves has not got away this time, although he is 0.4 seconds ahead. It's nothing, I can tell you, in Sidecar Racing. John Holden, Stuart Ramsey, Then it's Ben Holland, Lee Watson on board with Chris Walker under real pressure now from Ben and Tom Birchall, whose 600 carries superior corner speed. They have to throw it through the corners and slingshot. It's the only way they can do it. Round Schwantz up towards McLean's. We're at McLean's now, this right-hander. Then the sprint up towards the double apex of Coppice. Meanwhile, coming down to the foggy S's, Pavarinta looking right, looking left. Tim Reeves having to block the way through again, ride defensively. He cannot let the flying Finn get past him because the BMW that Pavarinta rides is very fast. Having a good look to try and repeat the move he pulled on Ricky Stevens. Pavarinta, how many times over the years have he and Tim Reeves clashed like this? They've had fantastic battles on circuits all over the world, and here they are at Donington Park in the sunshine in front of a very appreciative crowd, giving it their best shot. And Ricky Stevens doing himself absolutely credit to hang in there in third place. And he hasn't given up hope yet. Pavarinta on the inside at Redgate. Pavarinta through into the lead as Tim Reeves got an answer. The Finn has got past, he's in the lead, he leads now. Reeves then looking right, he's going to have a go down Craner curves into the old hairpin. He's on the inside, no he's not. Pavarinta sidecar wheel in the air at the old hairpin. Reeves goes through, claims the place again. That was a little bit of the chair up that caused Pekka just to back off. Tim Reeves saw that, he knew that would have an adverse effect on the steering, and he went for it. The sidecar wheels just pawing the tarmac here in this enthralling encounter. In the final race here, round 7 of the Hyundai Heavy Industries British Sidecar Championship here at Donington Park, and a huge crowd loving the three-wheel action. Of course, Donington Park, so often the scene of fantastic sidecar action back in the day when Steve Webster, Rolf Bieland, and Pavarinta then up the inside again, but no way, Tim Reeves goes across the front. And terrific stuff, look at Ricky Stevens. Now he's having a go at Pavarinta. He's not given up second place here yet, Ricky Stevens, but the Finn, too wily for that, chops across, has a look at the inside. This is where Tim Reeves is masterful. Into Goddard's, holds the inside line, stops, tight, turns and goes. What a cracking race. They've left the others in their wheel tracks, nobody in sight. Here he comes, John Holden, Stuart Ramsey in 4th place. Ben Holland there in 5th as well. Ben Holland with the yellow helmets, he and Lee Watson very consistent this year, and they've shown a new turn of speed without a shadow of a doubt. It bodes well for 2017, the Holland-Watson pairing. Still hopefully working. Oh, look at the slide from Pekka Pavarinta. Kirsi Kainalainen just doing as much as she needs to do and no more, the diminutive girl. She rides a 600 Supersport in the Finnish Championship as well, so she's a useful, shall I say, solo competitor as well as a sidecar passenger, ranking among the best in the world. Reeves, Pavarinta, never more than a metre behind him. Waiting, just watching on the penultimate lap. Ricky Stevens and Ryan Charwood still have not given up. Alongside goes Pavarinta, but you're not going to do Tim Reeves on the outside line, I can tell you that, because Tim moves across to take the wide sweep into the foggy S's. Through they go, and then over the brow of the hill. This is Pavarinta's favourite place. He's got one more lap after this to have a go. They're bunched up, he's on the inside, got the nose in front, but couldn't get the sidecar wheel past. The BMW a little bit punchier out of the turns than the cross-plane Yamaha, the new 2016 R1 that Tim Reeves rides. And there the ZX-10 Kawasaki of the Quattroplant Cool Kawasaki on the final lap. Reeves, Pavarinta, Ricky Stevens, switching, moving, looking at the tarmac, right, left, a tail ender ahead of them. Is this going to throw Pavarinta one last roll of the dice on the final lap? I suspect that Tim Reeves will be thinking already what his move's going to be as he comes up behind the tail ender. Pavarinta though shadowing him, they've broken the toe now. That is Philippe Gallen and Helen Dealey on the RCN. Philippe Gallen, the lovely Frenchman, so popular in the British Championship. What a season he's had as well, making the commute every round from his home in France. Stevens then back in touch, he's closed that gap again. Anything could happen here on the last lap, but look at Pavarinta. Pavarinta's on the inside, neck and neck they go, side by side, nothing in it, up to the foggy S's. Is Tim Reeves going to go wide here and shut Pavarinta out? No, he went very tight, clipped it through. Pavarinta then in second. This is his last chance down at the Melbourne Loop. He knows he's good on the inside. Tim looks left. Tim now on the inside line. He knows that's Pavarinta's line. A block pass, nowhere to go. Ricky Stevens closing as well. These three sprinting up towards the line. As Pavarinta got away through, Tim will stay left here. Number 77, Tim Reeves, is he on for a double victory? A marvellously executed Goddard's the last time round, and the sprint to the flag gives it to Reeves and clues from Pavarinta. Double victory, 50 points for Reeves. A great third place for Ricky Stevens and Ryan Charwood. Fourth for John Holden. Philippe Gallienne lapped over the line. Comes Ben Holland and Lee Watson. Fifth, sixth in the race, but first in class for Ben and Tom Birchall on the 600. And where is Chris Walker? There's Chris Walker. And Ashley Hawes slowing down or getting punted and sideways by Gary Horsepole, who had a last bend lunge. Ashley is still on board. Walker gets a place, another finish, and more valuable points ahead of Rob Biggs and Ben Ransley. But there it is, after 16 minutes of breathless racing, Tim Reeves and Greg Clues get the verdict ahead of Pavarinta, only 0.4 of a second, splitting the top three. Holland, Holden, Birchall, you saw that move into seventh by Horsepole on Walker. Biggs, Ian Guy and Jed Pillmore Brady, another very solid result for the veteran. And there, those 600 boys again, fighting it tooth and nail.